Hi everyone, this is Veronica, and today we are going to talk about a topic that is about NRC, National Register of Citizens, exclusion, the people who are actually excluded from the list. Now, we have seen recently a lot of statements from the political leaders also regarding NRC. So, what is this whole controversy? We'll discuss in detail. For queries, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook because I feel together we can make a difference. Now, what is the relevance of this topic in your exam? See, however, the political statements they keep coming up, but you don't have to mention them in your exam. But the topic becomes very relevant from your examination point of view. For example, in your mains paper 1, population and associated issues. At objective level, you should be clear about NRC details. At subjective level, what is NRC and aftermath? That, like, after the draft has come, what are the consequences? How people are reacting to it? What will we do to the people who are excluded? Are we really going to deport them? Such questions, such opinions become very important in exam. Now, see in what context today we are studying this, because the final list of Assam's NRC excluded names of over 19 lakh applicants. This is huge because a total of 3.30 crore applicants had applied to be included in this list, National Register of Citizens. And then there are statements by political leaders, prominent political leaders like Amit Shah has recently said that we will apply NRC to whole of India, because NRC means National Register of Citizen. It does not only mean National Register of Assam. So somewhere he is trying to imply that NRC will soon be implemented in all over the India. So that is why it is in news. We'll discuss about it. See, here I have attached the newspaper copy. Government will implement NRC countryside, says Amit Shah. Right, because he says there's no country in the world, globally we see all the countries, there's no country who allow illegal immigrants to stay in their country, right? So why should India allow illegal aliens or illegal migrants to stay in the country? We need to deport them. That is what reason he has given. Anyway, let's talk. Before talking about today's topic, like will there be any deportation, statelessness, and about the excluded citizens, I'll give you a quick background of this particular topic, NRC. See, talking about migrations in Assam saw waves of migration, first as a colonial province and then as a border state in independent India. The colonial Assam, that means I'm talking about Assam from 1826 to 1947. It witnessed migration from various provinces of British India for tea plantation. But the colonial authorities, they had liberal attitude. They further encouraged the continuous arrival of peasants from Bengal to Assam in search of fertile lands. The partition of the subcontinent in communal rights had just triggered vast population exchanges at the border, and thus unrelenting migration from East Pakistan, which is now known as Bangladesh obviously, led to perceptible change in the demographic pattern of some districts in the province. So now NRC came into play. NRC is a register which contains names of all genuine Indian citizens. So what does that genuine Indian citizens mean? The register was actually prepared after 1951 census of India, and since 2015 Assam has been in the process of updating this 1951 register. This register is meant to be that there will be a list of Indian citizens who are living in Assam. And now for decades we have seen the presence of migrants, often called Bahiragat or outsiders in English, has been a loaded issue in the state. So now it is being updated, and according to Assam Accord, if you have heard about the Assam Accord, I have talked about it in various videos of mine. See, in 1985, the anti-foreigners agitation led by the All Assam Student Union, they came to an end with the signing of this accord, Assam Accord. And under this accord, those who entered the state between 1966 to 1971 would be deleted from electoral rolls. That means they won't be able to vote, and they will lose their voting rights for 10 years, after which their names would be restored to the rolls again, right? Now, talking about who is a foreigner in Assam, the National Register of Citizens now takes its definition of illegal migrants from the Assam Accord. Anyone who cannot prove that they or their ancestors entered the country before the midnight of cutoff date is your 24th March 1971. So anyone who cannot prove that they or their ancestors entered the country before the midnight of March 24, 1971 would be declared foreigner and they have to face deportation. Those who entered on 25th March 1971, the eve of Bangladesh war, would be declared foreigners and deported. So this means you could be born in India in 1971 to parents who crossed the border in that year and still be termed an illegal migrant at the age of 48. So this is the whole issue with NRC. Anyway, now let's talk about what is this, why is this being updated, what is updated NRC. See, witness to decades I told you that migration has taken place, and the update mandated and monitored by the Supreme Court is fallout of Assam Accord. Obviously, I've told you the cutoff dates also. So those who entered Assam before that date are recognized as citizens. Now you can see this is the latest data by Assam government on the exclusion. What is the percentage of people who are excluded from the particular districts. Now talking about the last year, because last year also there was no, but we are asking, are there not any updated NRC last year itself? See, last year there was a draft which was published in July 2018. So in that list, around 2.89 crore residents were included as Indian citizens, while still 40 lakh people were left out. So after that, those who were left out, they were given an option. They were allowed to file claims for inclusion. Meanwhile, the citizens had the option of filing objections against anyone who they felt was wrongly included. So they are giving option to both the parties. The people who think they are excluded, wrongly excluded, but they need an exclusion, they can file an application. And even the citizens who had objections against anyone who they felt was wrongly included. Earlier this year, NRC authorities put out an additional exclusion list with around 1 lakh individuals who had originally been included in the NRC draft but were later found ineligible. So they excluded them also. So does this mean that 19 lakh are illegal migrants? Because now 19 lakh people are outside the NRC. So all of these are illegal migrants? Not necessarily, because still they have an option of appealing open to them. They can approach with a deadline. They can approach to Foreigners Tribunal with a certified copy of rejection order from the NRC along with the grounds of appeal. So in addition to 100 existing Foreigners Tribunals, 200 more will be functional soon. And if the applicant loses their case before such a tribunal, then he or she can go to next level. After Foreigners Tribunals will be High Court. They can appeal in the High Court and then subsequently to the Supreme Court if necessary. And someone who is not excluded from the final NRC but also loses his or her case in Foreigners Tribunal, however, they will face possible arrest and the prospect of being sent to detention center. Now, how can one claim inclusion? The excluded person will need to prove that their ancestors were citizens on or before, I told you the cutoff date is 24th March 1971. So this is the cutoff date which was decided in the Assam Accord of 1985, which was agreed upon by all stakeholders. And surviving citizens from 1951 NRC, because I told you first time this NRC was started in 1951. So surviving citizens from this NRC are automatically eligible for inclusion in the updated version. Along with this, surviving citizens, their descendants of the survivors and of deceased, provided that they can prove their lineage, they need to prove their lineage. Linkage to the 1951 NRC is however not compulsory. And going by the cutoff under Assam Accord, anyone who figured in electoral rolls up to March 24th, 1971 or who are descendants of such citizens are eligible for inclusion in the updated NRC. And various other documents are also admissible, such as they can go for the birth certificates, land records, as long as these were issued before the cutoff date. Now, the people who are excluded, will we see any kind of deportation? One should you should clearly know here that Bangladesh has always denied about such kind of illegal migration. Although Assam movement was for deportation, Bangladesh has never acknowledged any kind of illegal migration to Assam. Right now, the state also has 6 detention camps with plans to build more for illegal migrants with existing jails, and proposes that there will be a capacity for 3,000 people and 7th one will be built up. These cannot, however, be expected to accommodate all the exclusion, which could finally run into lakhs of people. So you can see there is state of statelessness. The final excluded would be officially be non-citizens, but what happens to them remains a gray area, because India has no fixed policy for stateless people. We have policy for the refugees, but we don't have any policy for the stateless people, and as of now nothing is clear about their rights to work, their housing they were given rights for housing. What about government healthcare and educational rights? But there are suggestions which suggest that they would be given work permit. It's okay if you're not giving them any voting rights, but in the way forward you can say at least right to work, housing, government healthcare and education should be given to them until it is decided will they be deported or not. And excluded, ultimately refugees, talking about refugees or stateless. See, being stateless is not same as a refugee, because India has a policy for refugee. India actually has refugees from various countries like Tibet, Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan Tamils obviously, and the West Pakistan, the people who are living in J&K right now. Most of them are living in J&K. Among them, only the last group has right to vote. That means only the people from West Pakistan have right to vote. These Tibetan and Sri Lankan Tamils, they don't have right to vote. And these West Pakistani people, refugees, they have right to vote only in Lok Sabha elections, but not in the assembly polls. For the state assembly, they cannot vote. And for Tibetans, the government allows Indian citizenship with a rider that they move out of Tibetan settlements and forego refugee benefits. Under the Tibetan Rehabilitation Policy 2014, adopted in part by a few states, refugees are eligible for certain benefits under government. For example, their schemes for labor, their schemes for rations, their scheme for housing, their scheme for loans also for the Tibetan refugees. So this is the whole issue right now regarding NRC. So now there are 2 questions for you. What is National Register of Citizens? Detail the circumstances that led to the demand of NRC. Question 2 is, can India really deport illegal migrants after the final NRC list? So both the questions are very important. You can practice them writing. So if you have any queries, you can contact me. Thank you. So this is the channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for UPSC or any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are available. If you're preparing for UPSC CSE 2020, our pen drive course is available, where you can find 100% coverage of UPSC vast syllabus. Daily current affair updates will be available. Self-paced learning process is provided. This course has been prepared by top faculties of StudyIQ, and now you can purchase this course at Rs 625 per month only. For additional information, you can visit our site, and there are the phone numbers also given. You can call them and gain the additional information. You can connect with me for my video updates on Instagram and Facebook, because I feel together we can make a huge difference. For queries, you can even email me. Thank you so much.